We're recording. Yo, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the man, Lincoln Clay, coming back at you. She's damn near the car trying to get out of here. So I just left Walmart, and I just came back. I just left Walmart and picked up this. This is an i7 9700K CPU for my Alienware PC. I decided the time was right to go ahead and pick up a new CPU because I've been working a lot of overtime, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been putting out content, because I've just been exhausted. And So yeah, currently my PC has an i5 9700K, I believe, and I'm going to give that to my son. I'm going to put it in his PC. His PC, which I considered like a starter PC, I said that before. It's an iBuyPower PC. I added more RAM to it. It had 8 gigs of RAM. I added another 8 gigs to it, and it ran a little bit better, but he was still running into a couple of hiccups. Most notably was Pavlov. Whenever he tried to play Pavlov on his PC, he had to turn the settings down in order to get it to run good. Whereas on my PC, he was able to turn the graphics up and the game still ran fine. So, and I believe my computer has a better graphics card than his. My PC has an RTX 2070, whereas his PC has a GTX 1660. So, I am of the belief that if the CPU can run Pavlov on my PC with all the settings turned up, once I put the processor in his PC, I am of the belief that he should be able to turn his settings up and it should still run good too. My son doesn't stream from his computer, so his computer is used strictly for gaming, whereas me, on the other hand, being that I'm streaming from the same PC that I play on, is putting a little bit of a strain on the PC. This CPU that I picked up is an 8-core PC, and after doing some research, watching some videos and that kind of stuff, it turned out that if you're gonna stream video games, one of the ways you can do it is to have 2 PCs connected to the same network and do it that way. But you would be dealing with lag, and then you would also be dealing with probably a downgrade from the streaming PC. Another way you can do it is connect 2 PCs together with capture cards and a bunch of other equipment, which I don't feel like buying and going through all that hassle. Because for one thing, the PC that I do my podcast from is not a very strong PC anyway, and that's why whenever I do streams and play trailers in a loop and that kind of stuff, you'll notice that it's a little bit skittish, and that's just simply because the computer is weak. I didn't buy it for those intentions when I first bought it. You know what I mean? I bought it to back up files. You know what I mean? So in the case of my my gaming rig, whenever I stream from that PC, I could easily have 4 windows open. So like when I play games, VR games, I gotta open the Oculus app because I'm using the Oculus Rift S. So you have to open that app. Some of the games that I play are on Steam, so you have to open the Steam app as well. So you got 2 apps open. I'm streaming from OBS, so you gotta open that app. And then a couple of times that I streamed, I tried to pop out the chat so I can respond to comments, So that's 4 windows that I had open, and the PC didn't respond too well. Like the one time I tried to stream the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, I was doing all that. I was also testing out the Quest link on top of that, so that didn't turn out very good. So after watching a few PC videos and that kind of stuff, I learned that if you're going to stream and game from the same PC, you're going to need nothing less than an i7. So this 9600K that I bought, originally I thought it was the top of the line CPUs out of the i7s, but it turns out it is not. It is like the third highest, because they also have a 9700K Coffee Lake processor, which I don't know how much of a difference that would be. And then I think they have a i7 10756 or some shit like that. I don't remember what the exact number is, but I think that's the top of the line out of the i7 CPUs. So, but this CPU was $370, and when I checked out the cost of the i5 that's in my Alienware, that is a $200 CPU. So that is a big difference in price. Therefore, I expect a big difference in performance. I'm headed to Best Buy right now to pick up some thermal paste, and it is 93 degrees here, and it is hot. For people living in Arizona and that kind of shit, yes, your temperature is higher, but that's that dry heat over there, whereas over here, 93 degrees, you're dealing with humidity as well. So it's really draining. At 93 degrees, your face will be pouring sweat. Even people who don't even sweat that much, their faces start getting glossy. So, and not to mention that I've got the air turned down so it doesn't disrupt the audio. Yeah, I'm headed to Best Buy to pick up some thermal paste, and I'll either put this CPU in tonight or I'll put it in tomorrow morning after I get out of work. But as far as testing it on a VR headset, I'll in all likelihood have to wait until my son comes over tomorrow when he brings the Rift S back over with him, because his Rift S has a bad cord. So I let him take mine home and kept his. And so I haven't really been doing any VR gaming on the PC. I've been doing mostly Quest and PlayStation VR whenever I have the stamina to do it. So but one thing I'm definitely looking forward to testing this on is the sim racers. Because there's a couple of times where Project Cars and a set of Corsa Competizione looked a little bit skittish when I played them in VR. So with this new processor, hopefully they'll be able to run smoothly. And I can turn the settings up a little bit, because when I noticed that those games ran a little bit funny on the PC, I turned the settings down, and because of that, details like sponsor stickers and that kind of stuff was smudged out on the AI cars. So with that being said, because of how much money I spent on this CPU, I will be passing on a few games. There was a few games that was on my I don't want to say wish list, but there was a few games that was in my radar that I was not exactly 100% sure that I was going to pick them up. But now that I dropped close to $400 to pick up the CPU, yes, some of these games will be basically scratched off the list to offset the money I spent on this CPU. So, I mean, I'll just say that the games that were on my radar, but I wasn't 100% sure about picking those games up, they would have came up to a total of about $200. So in that sense, I saved myself $200 by electing to pass on these games and get the CPU. So With that being said, I'm going to get ready to boogie on out of here. How long have I been? Only 10 minutes, so when I go to upload it, it shouldn't take that long. Good God, it is hot. So as far as tomorrow goes, I will have some kind of podcast tomorrow. I don't know if I'll exactly call it Live from Wakanda, because I don't, necessarily want to talk about, strictly news, which is what Live from Wakanda is about, where I just cover the news of the past week. This just might be a regular podcast because I want to talk a little bit more about the Star Wars game in particular, because the gameplay video that we saw yesterday, there was a couple of things that I saw, and I do want to caution some people, both flat gamers and VR gamers. I want to caution you that I noticed a thing or two about that video. So do not walk into this game expecting it to be the end all be all. I do think it will be a great game, and I am looking forward to playing it. But I don't think this game is going to be nothing that we've never seen before, and I think this game may not exactly turn out the way some people think. So just bear that in mind, to have some realistic expectations of this game. So we'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. With that being said, I think I'm gonna get ready to boogie on out of here, because I'm about to pull up into the Best Buy parking lot so I can grab this thermal paste. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, I can't wait to get home. Get an ice cold Gatorade zero sugar, that is. Turn on the AC and stretch out, because good God, it is hot. So, all right, everybody, Wakanda forever. Deuces.